All right, welcome everybody to the Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time, and this is Vishan Borich. I'm glad you're here. Today, I'm going to be giving you some resources that can really change your business and make it a little easier to make sales and solve the problems that you might have. Specifically, what we're going to be talking about today are my top free resources to solve your biggest internet marketing problems. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my screen around here in just a minute. But before I do, let me check in, see who's here live with me today. All right, I see Richard's here. Oh, Kaja, you're here. Good to see you, girl. Glad that you made it. And for those of you that are watching and you just haven't logged in yet, go ahead and you'll see there's a box, a chat window down below. Click on that, log in, and say hello so that I know that you made it. I appreciate you. All right, let me flip it around. Okay, let's go ahead and get started to those top free resources to solving your biggest internet marketing problems. And just in case you're new to these Monday Hangouts that I host, the whole purpose of these Hangouts is really to help educate and empower you in your life and in your business so that you can have success, so that you can start learning the skills necessary to be a successful online business owner. It doesn't really matter, what industry that you're in, whether or not you're in the same business that I'm in or you're on my team. It doesn't matter. What really matters to me is that you're getting value from this and that you come away from today's training and any training that I do with some knowledge and education to help make your life a little bit better. So my goal is Mondays will never be the same. For some of you that are overseas, like Kaja, I know that it's probably it may not even be Monday where you're at, but I just wanted to say that I do these every single week on Monday at 1:30 Central, or that's 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon in New York time, Eastern time. All right, let's keep going. So let's start off with, what are the three biggest problems that most online marketers have, or internet business marketers have. So let me share with you what those are. The first one typically is spreading yourself too thin. Raise your hand or type down below if you feel like you're spreading yourself too thin. You've got so much going on and you don't even know where to begin because you just have too many things going on. Yeah, I think we've all been there, and that is one of the #1 problems that I've heard from my students and even myself before I learned some of these tricks, that I was spreading myself too thin and therefore not accomplishing what I set out to do. The second problem is identifying the right tools for your needs. You may know this, but there are so many marketing tools out there, and there's so many different internet tools and resources that are out there. It's hard to know which one you really need. And I try to keep things as simplified as possible so that I'm not spreading myself too thin, #1, but so that I'm not wasting money on tools that I don't need. And honestly, there's a lot of tools out there that are free that work really well to go in tandem with whatever business products that you own or are marketing. And then finally, the third biggest problem is not getting enough traffic, leads, or sales. That's really the golden triangle right there. If you don't have enough traffic or leads, you're not going to have enough sales. So that's really how it all works. And a lot of marketers, when they first start out, they just have no idea how to even drive traffic, leads, or sales to their business. And they're doing it wrong, and they're doing it in a way that actually hurts them and their business. So let's get started in giving you solutions to these three biggest problems. Sound good? I hope so. All right. Let me see if anybody else jumped on. All right. Hey, Richard said me. Hey, Kaja, I see you there still. So, all right, we'll keep going. If you have questions, go ahead and comment down there, and I'll check it throughout and see if I can get those answered for you. Okay. So let's talk about spreading yourself too thin. So here's the problem. There are so many social media sites out there. You know, of course, we've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Google+, Pinterest, and it goes on and on and on from there. You know, how do you know which one to really focus your attention on? And, you know, can you even do them all? I mean, that comes back to spreading yourself too thin. I truly believe it's hard to be in all places at all times. Unless you're doing this full time for a living, you're going to have to narrow it down to just a few of these, or learn a few tricks on how you can streamline posting to those different social media sites. So, you know, one of the things or questions that I ask you is, who is your target audience? And what exactly are you selling? And the reason that this is such an important question is that you may be marketing yourself in the wrong place. I'll give you an example. Pinterest. Pinterest is a social media site that has images on there. People clip images off the internet. If you're not familiar with Pinterest, they clip them into this digital bulletin board. And it's become really hot, especially with those who are do-it-yourselfers, arts and crafts type folks, you know, designers and things like that. And their primary audience are women, okay? And the women that typically use Pinterest are between 20 and 35 years old, okay? So if your target audience is men, and you know, Pinterest may not be the best place for you to be promoting your business, okay? So I'm just giving you ideas. So if you know what each of these social media sites really caters to and the demographics that you need to target for your business, then you're going to have much better success, you know, not using Pinterest if you're trying to target men, and, you know, perhaps using something like Twitter, which tends to be higher in male, you know, men that are using Twitter. Okay, so I did a training for my personal students actually last night on Sunday night on how to find your target or niche audience. And if you missed that and you're on my team, then, you know, shoot me a message and I'll make sure that you get the replay of that. If you're not on my team and you're like, man, that would be really great to know, send me a message anyway, and I will, you know, talk to you and see if it might be something for you, or you might be interested in joining Team Tough. So let's chat. Okay, so here is your first free tool. I don't know if you can see this. I know it's kind of tiny. I'm going to show you this in just a minute, but it's called socialmention.com. Social Mention is a real-time social media search and analysis tool. So let's go there now and let me show you how this can really help you a lot. So let me just click on Social Mention, if it'll let me. I may have to just put it in there. All right, we are pulling it up here. Okay, so Social Mention, what this allows you to do is search for any topic. Like, I'm just going to put one out there. Let's say that you are interested in scuba diving. Okay, so I will put that in there, and then I'm going to click search. And it may take just a second. When I have a Hangout going and I do searches on the internet, sometimes it slows things down. Okay, so right now I'm searching across all different social sites, but I could narrow this down even further. So let's click on blogs up above, and I'll kind of explain what this does. So when I click on blogs, it's going to give me some of the topics that are currently being, you know, written about on blogs. And not only that, over here it shows you the strength. This is the likelihood that the brand of scuba diving is being discussed on social media in blogs. So not really high here on blogging. Sentiment, it's the ratio of people that are mentioning that are positive to those that are negative. So 4 out of 1 are positive. That's good. Passion, you know, this is a way of determining if you have an audience that's viral In other words, they're going to be sharing more information about scuba diving across with each other. Well, on the blogging site, that's not a very high thing. They're not likely to share it. And then reach. Reach is the range of influence. It's the number of unique authors referencing your brand and divided by the total number of mention. So I'm looking at this, and blogging is not a real strong area on social mentions. So I'm going to go to microblogs. A microblog would be something like Twitter, things like that have a really short little blurb. So check this out. Mentions about scuba diving on sites that are considered microblogs, like Twitter. Look at that, 100% strength. It's the likelihood the brand is being discussed in social media. The sentiment 10-to-1 positive. Oh, that's really good. You're getting 144% reach. 25% of the people will share. So they're passionate advocates that are going to share and continue mentioning you if you write about their topic. So Twitter might be a really good social media site for you to share your brand if you're in the scuba diving industry. Okay, now we're going to come up here to, let's just go to skip bookmarks. We'll go to images. So let's say that you really like images such as Instagram or Pinterest or things like that. So now you're looking at the score for image-based social sites. So you can see the strength is a little less than on microblogs. Sentiment is 10-to-1, that's good. The reach is a little further, 59%. The passion is up a bit. So this gives you an idea that images do really well. So you may want to be active in Instagram or Pinterest, which are image-based social media sites. Okay, is this getting you guys clear on what I'm showing you here? How you can quickly test, where your audience is and the strength of that audience based on the type of social media? Okay, let me see what you guys are saying out there. You guys are so quiet. All right, well, I'll check back, but I'll keep going unless there's questions. There's also video, so let's see how video compares. This one typically takes a little bit longer. I don't even know if it's going to come through because I've got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, this may take too long. I did it earlier and it took like 15 minutes to come up with video, so I'm going to skip that one for now. But let me show you something else that you can do on social mention. For those of you that are looking for really good keywords for your brand, you can see here are the top keywords that they use. Scuba and diving obviously are really top. So there's some others that you might be interested in. Here are top users across social media sites that currently are in that same industry. So you may want to follow those users and see what types of things that they're posting. If there are hashtags, it'll list them here, and then it's going to show you where some of these sources are for these images. All right, so really good resource. One of my favorites is, like, let me go back to just clicking all. Okay, so if I go to all and I scroll down here, it shows you the top hashtags, which can really help you if you're on Instagram and you're wanting to target certain hashtags. This is a great way to find some good ones. And also by using the top users here, you can look them up and see if you can find them on Instagram and follow their followers. This is an advanced technique, but for those of you that are in the Instagram training that I've done, or that maybe you've been in Justin Holland's Instagram training, who's one of my mentors, that's one of the things that you learn how to do, is to follow top users on Instagram, and especially their own followers, in order to attract more people to your account. All right, so let me go back to my slide presentation. So another tool that is really helpful, and I'm going to copy this one because it's kind of long. I may have to, let me get out of it for a second. So if I go here, I'll copy it and I'll paste it in the chat for you. Okay, there's another little tool for you. Let me go back. right, so what we're talking about now is a little website called Sprout Social. Specifically, we're looking up insights on the social media demographics. So you can find out where your people hang out. So let me go back into my browser, and I'll show you what this does and how this can really help you to not spread yourself too thin once you know which social media sites you're going to be marketing yourself to. So check this out. If you go down here, it lists the most popular social media sites. So let's click on Facebook. We'll just click on the first one. It gives you the demographics for Facebook. They have 1.44 billion monthly active users. Facebook is definitely the elephant in the room. It's the largest social media site, and you can see some of their demographics. They have a little bit more women than men. Their average, or the majority of their age group, is 18 to 29, followed by 30 to 49. So you can see some of their demographics. Majority of folks are suburbanites, and then followed by urban or city dwellers, and then finally the rural users. And you can also see their average income. It looks like 72% of them are, their average household income is greater than $75,000 a year. And actually, the largest income in the Facebook users is 77% of them are $30,000 or less, US dollars. $30,000 is not very much, so it's a little bit less wealthy of an audience than some of the other social media sites. So it really depends on who you're targeting. Okay, and you can go in here, and it goes into a lot more detail down below. So you can learn a little bit more if that social media site is going to be the best use of your time for targeting people in your market, in your niche. All right, let's go to a different one. So let's go to Pinterest. We'll jump around a bit. Okay, here's the Pinterest demographics. So check this out. 42% of them are women. Only 13% are men. I wonder why. Well, some of them probably didn't even put their demographic because it doesn't balance out to 100%. So some of them may have not said what they were. It tells you their age. Still a younger audience. Still, the majority is 18 to 29. Most of them are rural, which is interesting. Okay, and then you can see they have a little bit more wealth. The majority of them are over 75,000 per household income. Okay, so are you understanding how this works? Isn't this an awesome resource? Because now you can tell at a glance whether or not that specific social media is going to be a good fit for you. We'll do one more. Let me go back. Oops, I don't think I got it. Ah. Clicked it too fast. All right, let me go down here. Let's do Instagram, because I really like Instagram. Okay, Instagram demographics. A little bit more women than men, but almost even, really, in the scheme of things. Really young audience. More than half is between 18 and 29. You can see that the majority of them are city dwellers. And they do have, this surprises me, this has recently changed, but 28% are less than 30,000 in income for the year, whereas, yeah, it looks like it's pretty diverse. I personally have found that Instagram has a higher wealth demographic because it is a smartphone-based system. And in order to have a smartphone, you typically have to have a little more disposable income because of the monthly cost. So that's just been my own experience with Instagram. And you can see here additional demographics. Anyhow, this is how you can tell. And then you might pick your top 2 or 3 platforms that really fit with your niche market and start learning how to master those social media sites so that you can really target your specific audience. All right, so let me go back to the PowerPoint. So one more free tool that'll help you so you're not spreading yourself too thin is Buffer App or HootSuite. What these are tools that allow you to post to multiple social media sites all at once. So think about this. If you have a Facebook, a Twitter, YouTube, or not necessarily YouTube, but Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, you could post something instantly to all 4 of those social media accounts. All right, my favorite of the 2 is Buffer App, and they do have a free version of it that you can use for quite a while. I used the free version for over a year before I switched to their paid version. And the only reason you would really need their paid version is if you have more than 5 different social media sites that you want to post to, or if you want to post more frequently than 3 times a day. Okay, so let me show you what Buffer App looks like. And HootSuite is pretty much the same thing. The only difference, let me log in here. The only difference is that I think Buffer App is a little easier to use. I used to be a big HootSuite user, and it's just so complicated, and it took a while to really understand it. And then somebody introduced me to Buffer App, and I thought, wow, this is super simple. And I was able to figure it out very easily. So check this out. All you got to do is you come in here and you click on Accounts, and you can link up all of your social media accounts to Buffer App. So then when I come in here, let's say I wanted to make a post, I would just click on this button and I could type in whatever it is that I want to type in. Check out this great free resource. And then I could put a link of some kind. So we'll just, let me go back to my PowerPoint. We can do socialmention.com. Okay, I'll put free tool, free marketing tool. Okay, so I'm going to actually post this because this is pretty good. So what you do is right now the only one I've got selected is my Twitter account, and I actually have 2 Twitter accounts. So I'm going to you click on the ones that you want it to post to. Does that make sense? So I'm going to post it to my Twitter. I've got a business Facebook account. I'll post it there too. Let's see. I'm going to post it to Google+. I'll even post it to LinkedIn. I'm not going to post to Pinterest because I don't have an image. If I had an image, you can upload it down here. And I'm not going to post it to my personal Facebook page because this is really more towards business users and marketers. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I come down here and I've got a couple options. I can add it to the queue, which means that it'll automatically go into like a bucket within Buffer App, and it will send out to those different social media sites at a time that it has the most traffic. So maybe Facebook has the most traffic at lunchtime. So it might save it until tomorrow and send that one out to Facebook at lunchtime. And maybe Twitter does better in the evening time or late afternoon, so then it would send the Twitter post out at that time. Does that make sense? So that's one way to do it. Or I could send it, I could schedule it at whatever time I want, or I could share now. I'm going to go ahead and share now. And it's sharing. And so you will see that post on all of those social media sites that I selected in a little bit. And it may be taking a while because I'm streaming live right now, so it's probably going to be a little slow. So let me close down some of my links here. Okay. All right, so hopefully that gives you just a brief overview of Buffer App, but it's really helpful and it's streamlined my time. And the other thing you can do is you can put in the queue up to 3 different posts, and it will post on your behalf over the course of the next 24 hours. So if you're on vacation or something like that, you can have all of these posts stacked up in your accounts, and it'll send them out on your behalf. And it'll also analyze them. There's an analytics tool up here where you can tell which of your posts are performing the best based on clicks and things like that. Pretty awesome. Okay, so, and HootSuite, I'm not going to give you a demo of that today, but if you're interested in something really robust, HootSuite is really good. Let's go to the next problem, and that is identifying the right tools. You know, that, like I said earlier, it's so difficult sometimes to determine, you know, which marketing tools do you really need for your business in order to be successful. So, you know, a lot of times when you're looking for a tool, software, or piece of technology to solve a specific marketing problem, you know, where do you go to find that? You know, a lot of times we just do a Google search and try to find the right software, or you talk to a friend who's also a marketer and you say, hey, what software do you use? But that may not always be the case. You may not know anyone that could give you that advice. So here's what I use. It's called GrowthVerse, and it's GrowthVerse, growthverse.com. And GrowthVerse is free. We love free, right? It's a free interactive, I'm going to tell you what it is and I'll show you because the definition's like super long. It's a free interactive online visualization of the marketing technology landscape that focuses on the business problems marketers are trying to solve and leads them to specific pieces of marketing technology that aim to solve those problems. Whew, that is a long sentence. I pulled that right off their website. So let me show you, because it makes more sense when you see what it does rather than read it. So let me show you. Okay, so you come into GrowthVerse and you click on this button right here. It says Enter Visualization. All right, I'm going to zoom this up a little bit. So you've got all of these different things, like whatever your problem is. Actually, I'm going to have to zoom it back out because it's cutting off part of it. So let's say that I'm having trouble with marketing automation, or I'm having problems with retention or customer experience or content marketing or organic acquisition or paid acquisition, or just analyzing my results. Data centralization, and then collaboration. So literally you can go to any of these categories, and one of the most common is like organic acquisition. So maybe you're trying to get more people to come to your website or blog, and so you want more social interaction. So you can come here and you'll see there's 3 different areas. I'm going to click on social. And check this out. So it's going to show me the tools that are most used in order to drive organic traffic to my content. So we've got Buffer app. Hey, I just talked about that one. Yeah, that's their number 1. Facebook, and it tells you all about it when you hover over it. HootSuite, Instagram, LinkedIn, Postcron. I've never heard of that one. That'd be interesting to look at. And Shoutlet. Okay, and then there's some others over here. So isn't this great? So now, no matter what you're looking for, this will instantly tell you who the top players are as far as tools and providers in that specific topic. So let's go back and do one more. Content marketing is key. So if you want to, you know, have more good content, let's see. Let's say you're looking for a tool that'll help you make great infographics. Let's go here to infographics for content marketing. Oh, check this out. So we've got Butler Inc. They specialize in data visualization, social media. Canva, I've used them before. They're really good. Easily, I've used them. So you can just go through this, Killer Infographics, and then go to their website and check it out and see if it's a good tool for you. Really, really great tool. So I hope this helps you. I like the way they designed this too. It's very easy to navigate through because of all the imagery, and it makes it easy to solve your marketing problems. In fact, that's exactly why it was created, to help you solve marketing problems. Awesome. So let's go back here. So now you know how to identify the right tools. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room, and that's getting traffic leads, and sales in your business. So before I dive deep, let me see how you guys are doing. I'm going to check out over here. Yep. Okay. Yes. Okay. So Kaja, you use HootSuite. Yep. And Buffer is very simple to use. You might check it out, see if you like it better. Richard, glad you're enjoying the presentation. We'll keep moving then. Appreciate you all giving me some feedback. All right, so traffic, leads, and sales. So here's the challenge, and this is why people are not having success. They blast out too many ads. I mean, honestly, when I see people not having success at all, they're doing one of two things wrong. Either they're not doing anything, they're not taking action at all, which is the number one problem. I mean, let's be honest. Everybody thinks that they can just get wealthy for free and not have to do any work. That's not how it works. All right, so you do have to, put your nose to the grindstone, as we say, and get to work and take action. And then if they are taking action, they're taking the wrong kind of action. So I'm sure you've seen it. You've seen people on Facebook especially where they just blast ads all over Facebook trying to get people to click on their link. Join my team, click on my link, lock in your spot. All of these different things they try to do to get people to join them. Well, if you're doing that, or maybe you're emailing your list lots of ads and things that where you're trying to get them to buy something from you, you're literally scaring people away. Okay, people will not join you if you're constantly trying to sell them. So if you really want more traffic, leads, and sales, here's what you need to do. You need to provide more value-based content. If you provide really good content, then people are going to follow you and they're going to want to buy what you have. Let me give you an example. Right now, the school session is about to start actually this week for my sons. And one of the things they both wanted, other than some school clothes, which we got covered, they both wanted a new backpack. And there are so many places you could buy backpacks. And so it was, I could just go to the nearest superstore and pick up a backpack. But the thing is recently I had seen a really cool article that JanSport, who's a specific backpack provider, had written about how to choose a backpack for kids that'll last for the whole school year. Okay, so they wrote this really nice article, and it had this awesome little infographic on what to look for in a quality backpack so that it's not going to rip, the straps aren't going to break off. Like we had a cheap one last year where that happened to my youngest son. The whole strap broke off on his backpack, and we had to buy a new one. So it was kind of a waste of money to buy the first one. So because of this article that I read that JanSport provided, I specifically looked for a JanSport backpack for my sons because I knew that it would last longer than any backpacks we had bought in the past. So that's a really good example of some company who has provided good educational content, value-based content to educate moms or dads that are buying school supplies for their kids, such as backpacks. So keep that in mind when you're marketing your business. What are you providing to your viewers, to your potential customers of value? So I'm going to help you with that. All right, so let's start out with a great headline. One of the best ways to provide value is to write a blog post, okay? Or you could even just write a microblog post within Twitter or Facebook or any of the social media sites, which is basically like a paragraph of good content. But a blog post is going to do better. In fact, some of the best online marketers, this is their primary way to market their business. One of my the mentors that I follow, his name is Ryan Dice. You might have heard of him. The way that he markets is he writes these blog posts that are really good, and they have great headlines. And so you click on those off of Facebook or wherever, and then within the blog post, you get all kinds of free value. And then here's his secret strategy, is inside of every single blog post, he has a link where they can download free material from him. or he has an ad where they can learn more about how to buy some of his content or buy some of his products. So, he's giving you free content, and then inside of his blog is where he markets himself, where he posts these ads. So I don't feel like I'm being sold to. I feel like I came to get free content, and it just so happens there is some things there that he's selling as well. All right, so here's how you start. Start with that headline. I'm going to copy this. Oops, I'm going to have to go back one. Contentforce.com ideator. I'll just put that in here for you guys. Actually, I think I've got it right up here. Okay, so this is a really cool tool, and all of them are actually. I've probably said that 50 times today. But what I like about this is you can enter in a topic or keyword. So let's enter in, I don't know. Well, I'm talking about backpacks. Let's enter in backpacks. Okay, so I'm going to just do a search for backpacks, and it's searching up here. Okay, so what this is doing, and I really don't want that. No, it's not going to let me see it. I already had been in here a few times, and now it's not going to let me get in here at all. Okay, so it's not going to show me what I want because I guess that the trial is over. So therefore, they're going to charge me. I thought it was free forever, but I guess not. So for this particular tool, it isn't free, but it's a really amazing tool, and it might be worth your while. I'll show you another tool that you can use as well. But what this does is it shows you some great titles that you could use when you're writing about backpacks. So Friday finds 5 professional backpacks for women. High Sierra backpacks on sale. That one's probably not that good. Are backpacks bad for our kids? How to choose and how to wear a heavy backpack. So that would be a really good title there. See what else? 10 grown backpacks for grown men. So you can see that it gives you ideas on some headlines that might get you more clicks over to your website or blog. Another tool, and I've showed this one before, and it is free, is BuzzSumo. And I'll do the same search here so you can see a comparison. All right, so these are actual headlines that have been used online already. So bees with backpacks, keeping the hive alive. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I mean, this one's probably not as good as the other one, even though the other one is paid. But you can come in here and you can get some ideas for headlines. Like if you want to do like the past week. Oh, here we go. This helped. 9 backpacks to show off your fandom loyalty this school year. I don't know what that means, but right pack backpack, 27 backpacks to shop for back to school. So it's giving you some ideas, and then you can take that, and what I like to do is in BuzzSumo is look and see how many shares they got. Like this one got a lot, 1.3 thousand shares on Facebook and 25 on Twitter and only 1 on Pinterest. So if I see something that has over 1,000 shares, that might be a good headline to mimic. Now, by mimicking, you don't want to copy it identically. What you might do is if they had 27 backpacks to shop for back to school, you might make it a different number. Like you might say 28 backpacks to shop for back to school. Or maybe you want to lower that number and make it like, the 10 best backpacks to shop for back to school. Okay, hopefully that helps. But when you have a good headline, people are more likely to go to your content, and therefore they're more likely to see your ads, and they're more likely to become a loyal customer in the future. All right, let's go back to our presentation. So another tool that can help you out a lot is this article. It lists 18 tools for better content creation. Content is king. I know you've maybe heard that. This was something we always used to say when I worked in the newspaper industry. You know, when you have great content, you're going to have more advertisers, you're going to have more traffic coming to your site or reading your newspaper when we were in the newspaper industry. So you want to have really good content that you're providing that's going to drive more people to you. And that's going to help with your traffic, your leads, and ultimately your sales. So let me escape so I can copy this link. And I will also give you that one down in the chat group. Okay, and hold on just a second. All right, so let me go here. Okay, so this particular article from Sprout Social, it lists a lot of, oh, that's the wrong one. I am so sorry. New social media, went to the wrong one. 18 tools. You guys got to catch me on these things. This is another one by Quick Sprout. That's why it looks so familiar. But this is an article. So let me go back. Thanks for your patience. Here's the other link that I meant to post. And let me put that one up here. All right, here we go. Now this looks better. 18 tools for better content creation so you can improve your writing. This is by a really famous blog writer named Neil Patel, who I've actually seen in person at a conference I attended. And man, he gives such good blog posts and such good advice. So let me show you what he has here. So the first thing you want to do is, we already talked about writing a great headline. There's some other tools that are here on how to write great headlines. This is the one we went to, Content Ideator, and that's a really good one. You can also write emotional headlines. I don't know if you know this. This was something I learned from Neil Patel, is that when you use what's called power words in your headline, power words, what that does is it attracts more people to your headline, and therefore they want to click on it because it elicits an emotional response. Like here's an example. He uses a very strong power word as his example. He says, do business like a prostitute. And that should elicit an emotional response for just about anyone. So this is one of the headlines that he tested. Now you don't have to use that word, of course, but examples might be explosive, killer, amazing. There are words that get you wondering what it is, or don't eat this without learning this trick. Anytime you say like don't, people are more likely to open it. Okay, so you can learn about power words by doing a Google search or just read this article. Another one is, there's a headline analyzer. You can drop in a headline that you came up with, and it'll give you an in-depth result on its score. So if you can get your score above 50, you're doing pretty good. Okay, it also gives you like a grade, A+ if you've got a really good headline. And here's some examples of those power words that I just spoke of, such as absolutely, danger, worry, wonderful, spotlight. Another tool is the Hemingway editor, which when you write your blog post, you can run it through this editor, and it'll tell you any errors, like grammatical errors or things like that you might want to change to make your blog post a little more legible and readable for your audience. All right, I'm not going to go through all 18, but since I gave you this tool, it might be a good thing for you to go through them, look and see which free resources that are here make sense for you as you're improving your content and therefore driving more people to your website. All right, one more thing that I'll give you, another tool, I got a little ahead of myself, is the Beginner's Guide to Online Marketing. This is a free resource also by Neil Patel, So let me show you what that one looks like, and I will include it in the chat window as well. Isn't it great that there are so many free tools out there that you can use to help you in your online business? I mean, that's what's so neat is we're in the information age, and literally you can find almost anything on the internet if you really need help with something. And what I do is I look at myself as constantly learning new things and finding ways that I can become a better master at online business, and also in teaching others how to do what I do. So this is a great little resource that's completely free. It's the Beginner's Guide to Online Marketing. And it really is, that's exactly what it is. You go through it, and it's got these cute little graphics throughout, and it walks you through just some real basic things to be a professional online marketer and not come off as an amateur. And it's got several different chapters that you can download from here. So I recommend, if you're just starting out as an online marketer or you're wanting to get into online marketing, use this tool to start with, learn the basics, and then you can come back and use some of the tools that I gave you from this presentation. All right, so let me go back here. All right, and the last slide that I had is, I just wanted to ask you, did you get value from this? Did you find some new tools that you hadn't heard of that you believe you can use in order to improve or answer those problems that you have? If you did, and you're not currently a member of my Team Tough Facebook community, I want to personally invite you to join that. That's where I post additional valuable content. I post links to things that I've learned about, and you can access that by going to facebook.com/groups/Team Tough Community. And remember, tough is spelled T-U-F-F. And that'll get you there. You will have to ask for permission to get access, but once I see your name come up, I will go ahead and approve you. Okay? All right, let me flip my screen back around. Great. So let me see if there's any questions before we close out for today. Yeah, Kaja, I gave you a lot of new tools today. I hope I didn't overload you too much. But my goal is to give you the resources that you need to be successful. And in answering those three big problems that most marketers have, it just proves that there are solutions out there if you're willing to learn and you're willing to do a little research. And I've done a lot of that research for you so that you don't have to dig around and try to find the answer on your own. If there are things that you need help with, or there are topics that you would like me to cover on another Down and Dirty Hangout, go ahead and comment down below. I do check those, and I'd be happy to help you and create a hangout especially for you to solve any of the problems that you might have with marketing or growing a business. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close for the day. Thank you, Kaja. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate you being here live. And for those of you watching the recording, I'm glad that you're here as well. And we'll see you next week for the Down and Dirty at 1:30. Bye.